being part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through October 5th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA choice bacon-wrapped sirloins for $5.88 each. All-natural boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Fresh pork sausage, $2.49 per pound. And fresh salmon fillets for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herbstreit's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic ridge patterns, Texas toast, and cane sauce with an air of smugness that comes from knowing you're the best. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup. One love.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Need a tractor that works as hard as you do? Whether you're baling hay or feeding cattle, a John Deere 6M or 6R from Landmark Implement is built to handle it all. And right now, you can get 0% fixed rate financing for up to 72 months on new in-stock models. That's 6 years with 0 interest on the tractor your operation depends on. Hurry into your local Landmark Implement or visit landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Sometimes in life we look for rhythm and consistency. But sometimes life just needs disrupting. Welcome into your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join Mike and his local disruptor each week as they surprise people who shape their journey with a phone call. Disrupting your drive time on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is Mike Smith.
New show alert, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. New show coming at you live Tuesday evenings from 5 to 6 p.m., 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. It is your weekly Disrupt. I am not Mike Smith. You're going to hear a lot from Mike Smith. He's got a really fun show concept lined up for us. You want to be a part of the show? As always, text 402-464-5685. That number is to our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. And without further ado, Mr. Mike Smith.
What up, what up? Hey, thanks so much for having me on, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
This is yours now.
I'm so excited. I'm in the studio. We got DP, the legend. The man needs no introduction. We're here in the studio. We're live on 11th and O. Love the opportunity to be able to bring some disruptive conversations to the weekly drive time here from 5 to 6 p.m.
As much as it often makes people uncomfortable, it is absolutely necessary for any greatness to actually exist. Friction has to happen.
Absolutely. Any disruptive idea, any disruptive team, any disruptive story will tell you that they didn't always get along. They pushed each other. Iron sharpens iron. People challenged each other. And so that's what this show's about. We're going to be calling folks each week, talking about who was disruptive in our life, who pushed us, who challenged us forward. Sometimes it'll be teammates, coaches, might be parents, but people from our story who helped us get to where we got to. So DP, before we make any phone calls today, I think you're on here a lot. You get to talk a lot. You get to share your journey a lot.
Yep.
But the first time I ever really got to hear you talk, it was that panel at Turbine Flats. It wasn't that long ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they asked, what's the word that you would use to sort of describe yourself? And your statement, I remember you said, I am disruption. And that was the statement you made.
Yeah, it is not aggressive disruption.
Sure.
Sometimes love is the greatest disruptor that we have. And the people who resist it need it the most. Literally, it's the way you identify that the degree of love required is the depth you have to go to do it.
Yep.
And we talk about you kneeling to a child. Sometimes you got to change your level with your disruption. Sometimes standing up to somebody who's perceived to be bigger than you are. And then challenging the way you think about it. Well, if I challenge it just to challenge, I'm not going to accomplish much. But if I challenge it with love as the thing I lead with and the sole purpose for it, the sole identifier for whether this is the right thing or not, then disruption often in their greatest moments, that's what love is.
I love that. And the relationship, I've talked about this so often, the relationship a coach has with a player or a coach has with a coach or a teammate has with a teammate boils down to this sort of trust. There's a trust that we're in this together. We're fighting for the same thing. How do you handle it when you're challenged? Someone challenges you or they've pushed you, because that's so much of where disruption comes from, is having an idea, being pushed ourselves, and then recognizing maybe I wasn't right, or maybe I need to pivot, or maybe I need to take what worked from this and move on and do something different. But talk about some of the disruptive moments where people challenged you and kind of how do you respond in those moments?
Well, there's a thing that happens for folks who watch pro wrestling, that whenever Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, no matter what stage he's on, when he walks out from the curtain and hears his music, he does a subtle thing of tapping his forearm because he's getting goosebumps because he's about to be challenged.
I
like to go back out there. He goes, it never gets old to get to challenge yourself and see if I can go out here and deliver. And if you don't get excited by friction, if you don't get excited by or having an understanding of how you're going to deal with friction, then the friction holds you back.
Yep.
But if you have a plan for friction, it helps propel you forward and up. So I get excited. Most of my time in Lincoln, there's been friction. Good friction. But friction. Right? That says, okay, we've never done this before. Or this is the way it's always been. Or this is what it's always sounded like. Or this is what it always looks like. Or this is how we always did business. And I'm like, until now.
Yep.
And that's when you know it's the right sort of move, right time, right place.
And you can see it. And I think the thing that's so cool about this is, where the ticket started to where it is today. We're right here on O Street. It feels like a big city radio station. You got the Mill Coffee back here. Luke is serving up fantastic beverages. The Mill's doing their thing, but this just feels like such a cool downtown big city station. And you've turned it into something really incredible down here. And so if you didn't know, 11th and O. This isn't just a radio station. There's a coffee shop in it. It's not just a coffee shop. You can come catch a radio show. Those things, there aren't very many things like this. I don't think there are too many radio shows with coffee shops in them.
Well, I mean, you being the president of the Disruptors Club, you understand that, quite frankly, sometimes your idea makes people spin their head a little bit. Who's this weird guy with this plan? Who is this outsider trying to change the system? Who is this person with the big dream? Why in the world would you put a sports radio station at the corner in a glass bubble on 11th and O? And by the way, why would you put a coffee shop in there?
Right.
Well, because those are all things that make us meet here. They're all things that make us consider each other. We can share the space. You don't have to be here for the thing. You can be here for a thing, and it becomes a part of your thing.
I love that.
That's all this stuff is. This is all we do.
It's a third place. It's a place to hang out. It's my new office. I'm starting to leave my stuff already. I'm leaving things over here.
We're going to set that up for you.
I love it.
We're going to set that up for you.
And so I think we're ready for our first kind of disruptive conversation. I think we've got somebody teed up, ready to roll.
Yeah, I want to bring in it's dialing.
We're dialing.
It's dialing. I want to tell you about the gentleman. That would be Haas Tabrizi, and local folks would know Haas Tabrizi from Sundays here on the Ticket. I introduced him, I think 3 years ago. I met Haas a long time ago in Virginia. He and I were coaches in the same system. But Haas Tabrizi, how you doing, brother?
Doing better than Juan Soto.
That's what we're doing. Haas, I want to introduce you to Mike Smith. And this particular hour of communication and conversation is your weekly Disrupt. And Mike, give Haas the elevator pitch for what this conversation's about.
So this conversation, Haas, it's great to meet you. Mike Smith here. I've seen you on the radio, but I haven't gotten a chance to meet you in person. So looking forward to that someday. But the show is, we wanted to call people each week and just disrupt drive time, barge people's day with a phone conversation, and just talk about ways that the person on the other end of this call has challenged us, disrupted us, sharpened us, pushed us forward, molded us in some way, shape, or form. And so each week we're going to call a different person, sort of surprise them with a moment on air. And when I said, hey, DP, you got a couple folks to call, you were the first person that popped up in his head. And so one or two immediately. And so we just wanted to hear from you and just have that conversation around what makes you a disruptive force, how you pushed DP, and maybe just some nuggets and wisdom you might have for folks as they are stuck in traffic here in the capital city, making their way home.
So the beauty of DP and myself is there's so many things that have happened and whatever forces they are that just put us in situations that allow the people near us to become a lot better. And I think it's because we lead with our heart. We always lead with caring for others first. I get accused of saying hi to too many people and being a conversation starter. And with that, here in the DMV, that's not normal. Probably in the Midwest, you say hi to everyone, you know, everyone's cousin and everyone's sister and everyone's brother and all that. But here it's, why'd you ask me how my day's going? Leave me alone. And so with that, our personality is, hey, let's put a smile on your face. It's not distracting you. It's not bothering you. It's just trying to see if you had a smile in the last 24 hours. So that's who we are. And so with that, we're around a lot of people, and together, DP and I unleash the word greatnesses. And with that word is the plural of greatness. And we always try to find the plurality inside of people of all the greatness they have. So when we go and disrupt people, it's because we go and challenge them and try to bring out the best in them and really optimize what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes it's hard. There's a lot of friction in the words of DP. There's challenges. It's difficult. Right now, my girls AAU team is playing up in a fall league, and my center is 5 feet and 100 pounds, and the other team center was 5'11", 210 pounds.
Wow.
So there's no way you can win that game on the scoreboard. But to go there and go round for round and be like, I'm Rocky, I got this. It's just, you might have won this first match, but give me a year or two and you're going to remember I was that dog that punched you back. So it's being able to show people what they have without them even knowing it. That's who DP and I are.
It's interesting that, and you talk about disruption and that being the word, that Haas has been in some books with me, and then we reached a point where it triggered a thing in him where he wanted to evolve forward and up. And so the word TED Talk came to mind. And I told him, I said, we can make this happen. Matter of fact, now that you've mentioned it, we have to make it happen. But you've got to create something that's so authentically you that it belongs to you. It originates from you. It comes from you. And we just went nose to nose for several weeks in these phone calls. And then finally we landed on that Haas Tabrizi is the accumulation. We all are. We're the accumulation of all the greatnesses and the people who love us. It's the accumulation of all your wife's, you and your wife, beautiful wife, have just created a new greatness, right?
Yep.
And your child is the greatest combination of you and your wife that could possibly imagine. And that comes from both of your parents, and so on and so on. And that the people who affect us on a daily basis, that if you pause for a moment and just think how many greatnesses it took for you to exist, you can no longer devalue your own.
Wow.
You have to accept. And so Haas put together his first TED, and I say it's his first TED because I think it's only his first. But authentically, well, their rules are simple in that it has to be an idea worth sharing that is authentically yours.
Yep.
And Haas Tabrizi jumped on the treadmill, got to work, kicked out windows, broke down walls, and created a new thing that was simply right in front of us, the most simple thing that we could accept, which is greatnesses. What is this thing called greatnesses? And what is it in you? And mind blowing.
I love it. Haas, if you could give the Lincoln Drive Time folks a quick little, elevator pitch on the greatnesses and TED Talk, hit them with it.
So part of the TED Talk was my mom was ill, and with that, she had stage 4 cancer. And when she was alive, I had asked her, what does she want to do with the rest of her life? Like, what's something that we can go do so you can enjoy it? And what are some bucket list items? And at the time, I had co-authored 3 best-selling books with DP, and we had a show together, and I have a successful wealth management practice, 3 great kids, amazing wife, lots of things going on. And my mom, said, you haven't lived your life yet. Why are you telling me to live my life? You haven't lived your life yet. And it's like, what? She said, there's so many things that you should be doing that you haven't done yet. And you need to start focusing on helping others and going and growing. And so she took my accomplishments and made them feel very small because she knew how much more potential I had. And so with that, she made it sound like you don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. So you need to go and find something that you regret that you haven't accomplished yet, that you really want to accomplish, obsess over it, focus on it, make sure it happens, eat, sleep, win, repeat, whatever it is, you just got to focus and really make it happen. And because of her, like, okay, now I'm working on a doctorate. The show that DP and I have is in its 4th year. There's so many. I'm helping run an AU basketball organization, and these are all just smaller things. Like if you talk to DP behind the scenes, this is coming in 6 months. This is coming in a year. This is coming in 18 months. And it's because my mom's message for the rest of us is you don't know what tomorrow will bring. So you have so many greatnesses inside of you. You should go and unleash them and let the world see them.
Wise words from mom. Love it. We're going to take a break. We will be back here in a moment. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith Live.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herbstreit's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic ridge patterns, Texas toast, and cane sauce with an air of smugness that comes from knowing you're the best. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup. One love.
Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. for The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
The disruption continues now on 93.7 The Ticket. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith Live.
Away we go, segment 2 on your weekly Disrupt. Here he is, Mike Smith.
Welcome back. You're stuck in traffic. You're sitting out there. You're listening to your weekly Disrupt. I'm live in the studio with DP. We got Austin. And we also have Luke from the Mill stopping in, saying what's up.
What's up?
How we doing today?
It's a fantastic day. And I happen to have some beverages for us to try today. I want to kind of get out what we got for the seasonal offerings right now, and happy to be on the show with you today.
We're fully locked into fall vibes at this point. At this point, it's pumpkin season.
It is.
Deep into it.
100%.
What do we got cooking today?
All right. Well, speaking of pumpkin, we got to pass out some of these here. This is our seasonal staple. It is a pumpkin pie latte, not to be confused with your standard pumpkin spice. This actually has a pumpkin puree in it with a salted caramel, whipped cream on the top. We do it every single fall because it is just that popular.
Wow. If you're driving, you can't see what we're doing here. We've got little looks like little mill paper shot glasses is what we've got here with beverages, a little flight of espresso shots here. We're going to be incredibly caffeinated by the time this thing is done. But this one's fantastic.
Well done.
If you're like if you're a Midwest person, thank you.
Wow.
If you're a Midwesterner, you know that when you're eating pie at the holidays, you have to have coffee with it.
Yep.
This is just everything all in one cup.
Yep, that's this. That's this here. And so we've got, if you didn't know, there's a mill on 11th, right here on 11th and O. How long has this mill been active down here? How long have you been serving coffee?
We have been here 2 years now, just as long as the ticket has been down at this location as well.
I think y'all opened first.
It was very
like an hour apart.
Close. Yeah,
like
yeah. It was. I think I remember
first,
you guys moving in that very day.
Yeah, like we had to have coffee first. We had they brewed the first pot and then we turned on the microphones.
I love that. I love that.
It sets the trend for the rest of the entire thing.
I love that. I love that. Well, this first one's this first cup is called what again? Say that flavor again.
The pumpkin pie latte.
Austin, are you a pumpkin guy?
I was surprised by. I mean, I'm not going to drink all of it, but I was surprised by how much I liked it.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Luke hits.
I think that's fair.
That's awesome.
This is definitely.
I know how you feel about most coffee, so this is good news for me. I like that. All right, we got one more today. This is our second seasonal offering right now. This is the spiced apple chai. Oh, pardon me, caramel spiced apple chai. So we've got a caramel apple butter syrup in there. If you're like me and you like apple butter, with a bit of chai, it is. Tastes like sitting out in an orchard around a campfire.
That is what fall tastes like. If I had to put fall as a flavor, I would say that is what fall tastes like. I can see DP's face.
This is a problem. This is a problem.
That one's good.
You this is how you end up super caffeinated.
Yeah.
This is Austin.
That's pretty good. I've had 3 weeks in a row now testing apple drinks, and I have 3 straight weeks of new favorites. It's pretty incredible.
I am glad that this is the next on the list.
That is well done.
These are fantastic. And so these hit us with these specials again that they can find. And you can find these drinks at every mill location.
Absolutely. Come on in. We got them through the month, probably through the next month as well. We have the pumpkin pie latte with the salted caramel whipped cream on top and the caramel apple chai also with that salted caramel whipped cream. Go check it out at any of the 5 locations in Lincoln or the one in Omaha.
Luke, you're a legend. Thanks so much, brother. Appreciate the caffeine.
Both would be good at a campfire.
Oh, absolutely. Get a thermos of this, get out there, just pour it into little cups for all your friends. Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's what fall tastes like. That's incredible right there.
The weather to catch up.
Awesome. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Of course. So DP, when we think about people that challenge us, people that push us, there was another list or another name that came to the list for you.
Yeah, it and it's from the same pocket. I've known this gentleman since middle school. He was a year ahead of me, and in most spaces that we're in, you need North Stars. Even if you don't identify them as North Stars in full, you need those people that set the standard and set the direction, right? They lead you in that way, and then in full leadership form, they have to show you the way. And not everybody has a Barry Thompson in their life, but I can fully tell you, you call these disruptors blessings.
Yeah,
that they're people who help you shape and form who you're going to be, how you're going to be, and why you're going to be. And Barry Thompson, the quarterback coach of all quarterback coaches. Barry Thompson, what's happening, brother?
TP, nothing. I can't call it, baby. Too blessed to be stressed.
I love that. Love that.
Mike, tell Barry why he's on the horn today.
Barry, Mike Smith here. Great to meet you.
Likewise.
So we've got a new show we're kicking off today called Your Weekly Disrupt from 5 to 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And the premise of the show is we are surprise phone calling folks here from the radio station to let them know that they were disruptive, meaningful, impactful characters and people in our lives. And so this is show 1, episode 1, the first round, and DP was our first guest. And so we said, DP, we need a couple names of people who were disruptors for you and shaped the way that you think. And you were one of the names that popped onto the list. And so you're in great company here, and DP looks at you as somebody who's a disruptor yourself. And so maybe give us a little bit of that disruptive mindset that you've got that set DP on fire.
So you said being disruptive is a positive thing. I have to talk to my wife and kids about that. They don't. I didn't know it was a positive. No, disruptor. That's kind of an interesting term. You guys got an intriguing concept. I just think of myself as doing something that just doing, what I think is good, what I think is right. And I guess maybe at times that comes off as being disruptive. I don't mean it to, but to the extent that it's the right thing, I think you can kind of tell by the people that amass around you as you're doing whatever it is you do. And maybe a feedback signal that I was never really totally conscious of is you're doing something, all of a sudden you look and you have all these great people around you. So I don't know that I ever felt of myself as being disruptive, but I know that I didn't, if I set out to do something, I wasn't overly concerned about what other people thought about that particular pursuit that I set my mind to. And I think what I've noticed over time is that when you head in a direction and you're positive and you're doing something good, that there tends to be a kind of a quantity of quality people that seem to be around you. And I think that just propels it. It creates its own kind of feedback loop, because at a certain point, I've always learned a ton from the people around me, and a lot more than I did when I initially set out to pursue. Doesn't mean you know everything. It just means your heart's in the right place. You're doing something the right way. And a good sign is that you watch these people that come around you and want to associate with you.
Mike, I want to tell you who this gentleman is. In Arlington, Virginia, 70s, late 70s, Remember the Titans. And that as a black quarterback back in the 70s, there were a lot of things that were in place. We went to a predominantly white high school. We were from opposite ends of the county. I didn't know what I didn't know. And I got into a space where somebody identified those things for me. And without even saying this is the way, they showed you how this thing should work. This is how it should look. This is how much work you need to put in, how hard you need to go. And there was a moment that, in a critical moment for Barry Thompson and his legacy, that he challenged the coach and said, here we are, we're playing in the most meaningful game that we played together. And in that moment, he said, I don't know what you're thinking or what you're seeing, but in order for us to have a chance to win, we need Derek. And I need him because he's going to do what I need to get done. And the coach kind of hemmed and hawed, but there's Barry as a high school quarterback challenging the head coach and asking for what he needed, getting it, and then delivering, which showed me when somebody in leadership has that kind of faith in you, you have to go work.
Yep.
Like, you have to go do that.
Yep.
And in the same theory that fast forward 30 years, we hadn't seen each other. I walk into a building to coach, right? And I hear this voice from down the hall. Hey, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm here to register to coach. He goes, I need you. Mike, the answer, this was the conversation. I need you. Okay, what are we doing? Like, that's literally
30 years later.
30 years.
I still don't know what was in my mind that day. I haven't seen this guy literally 23 years, whatever and literally the first thing I said to him, I didn't say, hey, it's great to see you. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, what do you need me to do? I said, I need you to get registered because you're going to come coach with me. I hadn't seen him in 25 years, but it was the first thing that I didn't say, hey, how's the family? Where you been up to? I mean, who knows? Like, with that distance of time, who knows what anybody's dragging behind them, right? Right? You don't know. I don't know what happened that day. I didn't care. I saw a guy I knew, and this coaching staff was falling apart. And I said, He said, "What do you need me to do?" I said, "I need you to go to Gatehouse, get cleared because you're coaching with me." Anyway,
That's
it's a funny story.
and that's literally all it took. Think about that. Like, that didn't care what it was. He didn't care what it was. And the funny thing was, he didn't know what I had been up to that point. So we shake hands, and then I tell him the story of, "Hey, man, I've been doing this." What?
Right.
What are you doing?
He just stumbled on the greatest coach of all time.
What are you doing? And then to forward, I told Mike this story that, fast forward 2 years, and I'm coaching basketball, and Barry isn't. And I call Barry, and I'm like, "First of all, I need you with me.
Yeah.
And I need you to coach basketball." And Barry says, "You know I'm not a basketball coach." No. Come on. Barry says, "Okay, fine. I'm in." I asked you, you said yes. You asked me, I said yes.
Yeah.
Then it transitions because the next year a position opens up. Haas moves up. So Barry, that spot is open.
Yep.
And Barry's like, "Well, you'll move up and I'll stay here." I'm like, "No, you're going to move up. I'm going to stay here because it's going to make the program what it should be."
And Mike, just to finish the story, I still looked at him and go, "I have no business coaching." And he goes, "No, you're going to coach him." And I said, "Okay, I'll coach him, but you got to pick the team." I said, you pick the team. Well, I mean, there were a set number of guys that you kind of knew, right? But you get into position 9, 10, 11, 12, and I think we carried 15.
Mm-hmm.
And, he kind of okayed everything, and it was really significant. There was a guy at the end that I was going to make a decision on, and he said, and only way DP said no. He said no, and gave me 5 reasons that it would never have crossed my mind, and it was probably the biggest decision about that particular squad.
He went 15-1.
Wow.
15-1.
Wow.
And that's the group that won that school's first state title.
Oh, cool. Very, very cool.
That's the group. Meanwhile, he trusted me with his son. He trusted me with his daughter. Barry, I have to tell you, I was sharing your amazing daughter, Leela, and your son, Miles, with Mike, because Mike is a creator, and I just had to share with him that these are 2 incredible young people from the same household. And I shared some of her art with him so he could see what we were talking about. Mike, you can see.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, it's one of those things. You see the art and you're just blown away, and then you hear the stories of how incredible these kids are and the family. And you just think, my goodness, what an incredible family! What incredible leadership! It's awesome.
And my wife deserves all the credit. I'll just speak about my daughter. Is she? When you tell people she's an artist, they go, that's great, but that's the only job she's had since she graduated from University of Miami with her environmental sciences degree. She immediately started. So in that time, she's bought a house and gutted it and rehabbed it, and then she bought the property next door. And from an art perspective, I think she's been through 2 transitions. So it's not like she paints blue, and that's all she did. She got into it from this political standpoint. She wanted to transition out of it. Then she went into this kind of homemade kind of crafting kit that she was selling to people and marketing. And then now she's recently shifted to flowers. She has a subscription service, and she's doing stuff around town. So it's not only that she's doing it, but she's taken herself through these transitions and still kind of sustaining her thing. So it's really neat to watch her do everything she's doing.
Incredible. It's incredible. Well, we appreciate you dropping some words of wisdom on us here and just giving us a little bit of time on everybody's weekly drive time. We've got people. My phone is blowing up. We got people listening from all across the city. Guys at Occidental are listening in. We got people from all across the country actually texted me saying, "Hey, this is great stuff." And so we appreciate you. Do you got any final words of disruption or wisdom for us today as we send people on their way in this capital city?
Just do what you feel you need to do. Don't wait. A lot of people out there know exactly what it is they want to do. Go do it. And you can kind of figure out things along the way. If it's a business idea, one of the best business ideas I ever heard is go get the business and then work the business afterwards. So if there's something you want to do, you're passionate about, you have to have a little bit of a plan and so forth, but go do it, and you can figure out things along the way.
Love it.
That is my guy, Barry Thompson. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Appreciate it so much. You, DP, you said something earlier about a blessing and relationships like this being a blessing. And so there are people who shape us, there are people who mold us, and there are people who we would use the word blessing. And there's no question that there's a person in my life. I still call him Coach to this day, 20, 30 years later. You know those relationships where Coach still lasts. Are you? Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Coach, you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you calling me sir? You've never called me sir once in your life.
Sorry about that.
You know, this is Coach. You're on live right now on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Sunshine, Coach. You're here with Mike Smith, hanging out in the studio. I've got a weekly radio show that started today from 5 to 6 p.m. called Your Weekly Disrupt here on 93.7 The Ticket, and you're live on the air with us, Coach. We were
awesome.
We're the premise of the show is to call people and surprise them and say, hey, who was somebody that was disruptive in your life? Who's someone who challenged you and pushed you and really kind of molded who you are? And there's just no question in my life that you were a driving force behind helping mold me into the human that I am today. And so, Coach, I just wanted to call you today and take some time on the air just to celebrate you and say thanks so much for the disruptor that you were in my life.
Oh, that's outstanding. No doubt. I feel the same. You disrupted my life.
Go ahead.
It's always funny that in this space that we're in, coaches often will tell you that you're better coaches because of the people, and the people become better people because of the coaches. You can hear the connection between you two. So that's always a good thing. Congratulations, Coach, for leading and impacting, because it's necessary.
There's so many stories. I remember I was thinking of, Coach Mott and just disruptive moments. And I started texting some of the guys, some of the former players that played for Coach. And Coach, one of the guys that hit me back was Scotty Angelo, who went on to be, Scotty ended up being like National Player of the Year, right? Or something like that. Is that correct? Yep. So Scotty goes on to National Player of the Year. This is Grace University, rest in peace. It's no longer with us, but it was fun while it lasted. But Coach, Coach was National Coach in the Year. Scotty's an All-American. And the phrase that he said was next play. And so there was this sort of strategy where he said he found himself in life thinking, oh man, next play. And then he said that he would shout this to his kids across the floor or across the stands, and they'd look up at him and smile, because they took that mantra to heart, and it was something that worked with Scotty and his kids. Was one that was big with next play. And McGrew always talked about victories on and off the court, whether didn't always mean that we were going to win on the scoreboard, but it meant that we were going to execute the game well. There was going to be some other victory in that, and Lucas McGrew said he took that to heart. And then my favorite thing about you, Coach, and this is where you and I were able to, I think, be incredibly the iron sharpens irons. Coach was a hooper. He could still play, and he'd get mad, he'd take off his lanyard, and then he'd play against the ones or whatever, and he would just destroy us. And it was always like anytime Coach laced him up, I knew we were in trouble. And that was always the thing for me, was like I still wanted to beat Coach because he still had it and he could hoop. He could definitely hoop.
Yeah. One memory I remember about Sunshine was we were playing in a drill, and I'd always put teams in we called them disadvantage drills. And we always put limitations on them and just put them in really difficult situations. And at one point in the practice, Sunshine gets mad at me because I put him in this disadvantage. And he was going in to score, and I called change, and that meant that they had to drop the ball and go from offense to defense. And instead of dropping the ball, he took the ball and chucked it at me halfway through the court. It literally just buzzed right over the top of my head. And I said, okay, we're going to stop the drill now, and you're going to do some sprints on that one.
We had to learn. Yeah, we had to learn. It was like the third time he'd done it to me, where I was about to score and he yelled change, and I'd had enough. It was
enough.
That was
had
it.
Enough.
That was it. No,
it
Coach,
great.
There is a text for you. Javen Cock says, I'm texting in. He said, Coach Mott has had a huge impact throughout my life. He pushed me to be a great basketball player and now challenges me to be a godly husband when we meet monthly. Just wanted to thank him for all he's done in my life.
Wow. You got to love that. I teach a class at the University of Nebraska, and I'm up there talking about, basketball and my coach and all this. And this kid runs up to me and he's like, you're not talking about Thad Mott, are you? And I was like, of course I am. And he was like, he was my high school basketball coach. And it was the Roadrunners, I think is what it was called. Right, Coach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Coach's legacy from high school to college to just, the Grace University days, there's just so many folks whose lives you touched. And I don't think people recognize when you move to college and you go become an athlete, that coach kind of becomes that father figure because it's so many, you know, in our case, it was so many athletes displaced from so many different parts of the country. You had farm kids who had never been to Omaha kids who had never hung out with farm kids. And you've got this coach who, how old were you in 2002, coach? I mean, were you even 40 yet?
I was 32.
Oh my goodness. So I just remember, you know, young coach, he's got young kids. They're chasing him all over the gym. You're giving everything you've got.
Yep.
And getting to watch you raise a family, getting to watch you sculpt and mold young men. It was definitely a disruptive, formative time in my life. But you are, in so many ways, the voice in my head and a person who I look up to, and I appreciate you a ton, coach. And I know there's a lot of players who can say the same thing about you.
Thank you. Well, there's no doubt you disrupted my life too, Sunshine, because, you know, I had certain ways that I thought that people should be and certain things that how they should move and operate. And you constantly challenged me to break outside of that mold and outside of that box and be to have freedom that I never believed or thought that I could ever have. You challenged me to be a better man and a better coach and a better husband and father. You were just you continue to inspire me to do those things, and the feelings are mutual. You definitely are one of the most impactful players that I coached, and I love you dearly. Thank you.
Well, I love you so much too, coach. We appreciate you a ton. Thanks so much for letting us dive bomb your day. I know I told you that you won something here at the ticket, and all you won was a conversation with Sunshine. I hope that was enough.
Oh my goodness, this was the best gift that you can possibly ever give to me.
We appreciate it. There's nothing like a relationship between a player and a coach. It doesn't matter how many years go by. It's just there's just something about it that's just so special and transcends.
I had a kid who he was a captain of the first team I coached out of college. And he was my team captain, and he didn't quite understand how the young guy was supposed to be knowledgeable. And I would show him. And I would show him, and I would show him. And then I would tell him. And he is now a pretty good high school coach himself. He goes, Coach, and he said the thing that you said to your coach. You're the voice in my head. You're the voice in my head, and it's how important. And I don't think we realize how much that is actually true, that as parents, we're the voice in the head. As bosses, we're the voice in the head. As best friends, we're the voice in the head. And as coaches, teachers, mentors, faith leaders, you're the voice in the head. And if you get it right, it will bear fruit that you cannot possibly consume. You won't even know it happened, but it absolutely does.
Oh, absolutely. And it's in those minor moments where there's these small victories. Like I remember a coach always telling me, can you get out of bed at 6 a.m. to go work out? And of course you can for the first 3 or 4, but by that 5th and 6th and 7th, that, it's not your voice that's pushing you at 5:45. It's that other coach or it's that other person. And that was Thad for me in so many ways. He was really the person who modeled, and that's so much of what he talked about. It's not, disruptors aren't people who talk. Disruptors are people who do. And they kind of have this relationship with action where they're obsessed with it, and it's sort of who they are and what they care about. And I think that that's what's so special about disruptors and the folks that we've been able to hear from here today.
In the spirit of your show, Mike, we got one more on line one. We got Randy Lambert on the line. So Randy, welcome into your weekly Disrupt.
Randy, can you hear us? Are you out there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks for calling in, Randy. What's on your mind?
Talking about Thad Mott, right?
Yes, sir, of course.
So, yeah, Thad's a dear friend. Love him both professionally and personally. He impacted our family by, I met him at Grace University when he was recruiting my son who was playing basketball there. After Thad left as a head coach and came back, and then, he coached my other 2 younger sons, and I helped him coach as well. So I learned a lot about basketball from him, learned a lot about life. But, kind of 3 things I really appreciate about Thad is, number one, he's a believer. Everything that he does is through Christ and that lens, and just very much appreciate that. He's a builder. He builds into people. He builds into programs. He gives much more than he takes. And then he's high on belief, and he believes in people. He believed in me, and just helped shape me as a professional, as a father to my sons, and he helped shape my sons' lives too. And he would mentor them, both my younger sons, their senior years. He would meet with them once a month about life and basketball, and it was just anyway. He's a special guy.
Incredible. What a legacy. Coach, I know you're still listening out there. I hope those words are meaningful to you, and to any other coach out there who's listening right now. Know that those extra hours in the gym, that extra time that you put in, those unpaid moments, driving kids back home when somebody forgot to pick them up, all the stuff that you go through as a coach, let phone calls like this be the reminder to you that you're the voice in someone's head out there, and you're making a huge difference every day with the stuff that you're doing. We really appreciate phone calls like that and opportunities like this. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket. This is your weekly Disrupt. I'm your host, Mike Smith, and we'll be back shortly.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
The disruption continues now. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, live on 93.7 The Ticket.
That's right. One final time, your week's getting disrupted. Here he is, Mike Smith.
You know that teammate that you can just battle with and then go eat cheeseburgers with right afterwards like it never happened? I have that teammate, and they are on line one. That is Lucas McGrew. Lucas McGrew, can you hear us right now?
Yes, I can.
How we doing, brother?
Hey, good. Hey, fellas, DP, Mikey, man, I love the concept of disrupt. Again, I think it was mentioned earlier by one of the guys. It usually has negative connotations. So I love the twist on it and just the impact and what you guys are doing. So encouraging and such good wisdom shared today. So thanks for what you guys are doing. I just wanted to share a little bit. I played for Coach Mott. Absolutely love that guy. And, you know, the disrupt part for me was that, you know, the phrase, it was whether we win or lose, let's go out with a victory. And it took me 4 years of playing for him to finally figure out what that meant, because I just thought it was about W's. And to watch him personally take an interest in his players and care deeply about his players, like he wanted nothing more than to mentor and help us mature and grow as not only on the court, but as men. And, you know, I think about, I went from a insecure, young, immature boy to a young man by the end of college because of the impact of Coach Mott. Because it was about life. It wasn't just about basketball. And it brought joy to the game, but it's something that I've just appreciated for, 25, 30 years now. I still go to him for wisdom and insight, and I love it. So thanks for what you guys are doing.
Appreciate that. The power of sports, the power of coaching, but I do think it's the power of, you have to let people in and have that relationship where you allow them to speak truth. You allow them to say the hard thing. You don't, you don't quit when it gets tough. And that's those disruptive relationships where there's always tough stuff. And I know that whether it was the way Coach pushed us, the way that these guys pushed each other, and the way that we all kind of continue to allow people to disrupt our lives, so much of it boils down to, do you trust someone enough to say the hard things into your life, to speak the hard truths into your life? And so, DP, any final words for our first episode of your daily disrupt?
Yeah, and there were two absolutes in all of the hour that, you kind of have to remind people. One, that if as coaches, we're given the responsibility and the privilege to lead young people. And a great coach of mine, General Jack Walker, said, if I get you for 20 hours a week, I better love you. I better love you.
Wow.
And that was always what I carried forward, was that was necessary, that had to happen. And then the second part would be this, that we miss the layup sometimes.
Yes.
In that we get to disrupt.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, it's demanded of us to our core. That
Amen.
If you know something is not as good as it should be, the way it should be, as it should be, for who it should be, it is your job as a human being to disrupt.
I love that. And that's it. That's it for this week on your weekly Disrupt. I'm Mike Smith. We're here live on 93.7 The Ticket. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next week.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat